I paint the places I don't want destroyed. And my heart is New York.
And New York, along with the rest of the world, could use some brightening these days. With deep determination in her eyes as she starts off a new sketch, 96-year-old Hedy Page is teaching us all something about life, stroke by stroke.
Don't do a tree, do the tree. Don't do a person, do the person. Each of us is so important.
This unique ability to see individuals so clearly within a mass very likely stems from her own childhood, escaping and surviving the Nazis. To her oppressors, she wasn't a person. She was a nameless part of a group they tried to wipe off the map.
Hearing the door smashed open and footsteps and the linen closet that I was hidden in. That's a permanent.
Born in Vienna, Austria in 1929, Hedy enjoyed a beautiful life before the war with her older brother Richie and her parents Jacob and Paula.
We weren't allowed to go into the park anymore. I wasn't allowed to go to school anymore because everything was dangerous.
As the war began, the stomping sounds of Nazi boots echoed through the streets and alleys of Austria and every Eastern European enclave, drowning out Jewish life as Hedy knew it.
Hitler came. I remember the radio. I remember my parents trying not to say much, very quiet. Neighbors not coming in, nobody coming. I remember fear. Fear was like a blanket.
A blanket that suffocated the Jews of Vienna and beyond. It didn't matter if you were a World War I hero like Hedy's father Jacob.
They banged at our door. My father jumped on the windowsill, holding his medals, and he said, I fought for this country. I love this country. Leave my family alone.
Jacob was taken from their apartment, rounded up with other Jewish men throughout the city. Miraculously, he wound up returning home, thanks to Hedy's brother Richie, who unknowingly saved his father's life.
Richie walked me to school every morning, and he knew the whole neighborhood. He smiled at everybody. When the Nazis came to pick up men, one of those girls who smiled at Richie had a boyfriend in the army. And she called him and she said, come right away to where I live.
That young Nazi soldier listened to his girlfriend and ultimately returned Jacob home. Thanks to the charm and kindness young Richie always showed anyone he crossed paths with.
We tell the story of Richie because he was willing to befriend people, no matter when or how.
With incredible luck, means, and foresight, in 1938, Jacob, who had been a traveling salesman, was able to secure visas for the family to flee to Panama. Hedy spent 10 years in Panama before moving to the U.S. to enroll in art school when she was 18 years old.
In Panama, people bought lottery tickets. It was automatic. The way you had milk in the refrigerator, you bought a lottery ticket every week. And one day my father came home. He said, Hedy, we won. You're able to go to America. It paid for a year of art school. It paid for the trip to America.
But it wasn't until 1973, when Hedy was in her mid-40s, that her career started to blossom. She decided one day to plop herself on the corner of Orchard and Delancey on the Lower East Side and draw whatever she observed. She was inspired by the city's diversity and acceptance.
I'm prejudiced for New York. It's why I draw and paint New York. People of different cultures live in the same neighborhoods and marry each other.
Hedy's artwork soon became the talk of the town, with local businesses commissioning her for paintings.
I did a series of paintings for Goldman Sachs and got to know the people from the stock exchange. And I put them all in. This was the Francis Tavern owner and his wife. And if my artwork will make you look at each person and want to know their story and see them as real, but not as technique, I will have succeeded.
That success followed her in art and in life. Happily married for 68 years to her late husband Eric, also a Holocaust survivor. Their daughter Joanne and their son Ken, who was present for this interview, always serving as Hedy's bright lights.
You just have so many stories, so many good stories.
Hedy's children, her son-in-law, and her 3 grandkids are on their own mission to preserve the family's incredible legacy.
This is my dad's documentation from Dachau. These are the medals that my grandfather held in his hands and shook when he said, "I'm a patriot. I fought in the war. You cannot do this to me and my family. This is my Vienna. This is my Austria." And someone in the street said, "Oh yeah, you probably bought those at Schiffman's."
My father was an optimist. He loved to sing, so singing was part of what happened at home, and had us run around the room singing "Es ist zu schön, um wahr zu sein," which came from an operetta. It is too beautiful to be true. I can still sing that song. Es ist zu schön, um wahr zu sein.
And if you listen closely, you just might hear that song playing from each of Hedy's canvases, inspired by her first-hand accounts of a New York City cloaked in a kaleidoscope of color, and the cacophony of busy Manhattan streets depicting a way of life full of grit, independence, and most importantly for Hedy, of hope for a better future. In Long Beach, New York, Dana Arschin, HMTC.